Hi guys, I just wanted to give you a quick update about what is going on in Iceland because the Icelandic Met Office has released an update about what to expect in the coming minutes, hours, days or weeks. What will the volcano do? And basically, if I sum this up, it's like everything points to an eruption at any minute. It's absolutely ready. It can start at any minute, but it might take 2 to 3 weeks. So you might wonder, what? So I'll explain it to you, and it does make sense what they're saying. So they know that they don't know much, right? This is the science. When it comes to earthquakes, volcanoes, we can only estimate what is going on underneath. And in this case, underneath Swartsengi, where we have the Swartsengi power plant and the Blue Lagoon located. So basically what they have updated today is they're saying the earthquake activity is quite stable in the recent days. So it's still around 60 to 90 earthquakes that they record per day. And most of the earthquakes, we have to say, are in the microseismic range. So they are below 1.0 in magnitude. And they are in this area, Stora Skogfell, until down to Grindavik, to north of Grindavik and west of Grindavik. So they say it's quite similar. It has been steady in the last 2 weeks, although we've seen a slight increase in the last 48 hours. And now they're also saying again that the land rise is fairly steady. If you remember, there were press releases yesterday that said the land rise might have slowed down, which is an indication that something could start immediately, right? If you see earthquakes and the land rise stops, that's a sign the point of maximum elasticity has been reached. If I use this rubber band here, I can stretch it, and then it reaches the point of maximum elasticity. And if then I put more force on it, it bursts. So that's the same with that magma chamber. So it seems the land rise has not slowed down from what I hear or what I see in their press release. So it's steady pace for the last few days. That's what they are reporting today. They say that they have done model calculations that also show that the volume of magma that is in the shallow magma chamber underneath Swartsengi, that magma chamber is fed by a deeper laying magma reservoir. And for us, it is interesting how much is in the shallow magma chamber, because if this reaches the point of maximum elasticity, we see an eruption. So they estimate that this shallow magma chamber has more magma in it than it had before the last eruption began in May 29th. So before the last eruption started, the magma accumulation has continued for 2 more weeks after the previous limit was reached until we saw an eruption. So it could be that we have to wait 2 more weeks this time. That's why they're saying it could happen any minute, but it could also behave similar like it behaved last time. That magma chamber was super full, fuller than ever, earthquake activity, but still the volcano lets us wait 2 to 3 more weeks. And the volcano has done that in the past, so it became a little bit more unpredictable. So that's why they're saying we can expect anything from in the next minute to 3 weeks wait time. But one thing is for sure, they want people to be prepared. And if you look at the activity for past volcanic eruptions and the magmatic intrusions that have happened there, they have released an interesting new graph. So what they're saying, if you look at these graphs, but also if you look at the combination of land rise and the seismic activity, it shows clear signs that we could see a magmatic intrusion or volcanic eruptions, and they're speaking in plural, eruptions at any time. So look at that chart. You see all the eruptions, how the land rise was behaving. And we see, if we look at June, where the last red line begins, right? After the last eruption ended, basically, we saw the land subsiding. So many people thought already, oh, is this it? Is it stopping now? But it didn't. It was making like a U curve, and then it was going back up again. And that's where we are right now. So you can see in this chart how far up we are right now. So it really looks like something could happen. And we're also, if you look at the space, the time frame between the various eruptions until we see the next eruption, the last eruption that started on May 29th, it was quite a longer time frame until we saw the next eruption. And we're basically in the same time frame right now. But they did say it could take longer and longer from eruption to the next eruption. So now that we're almost the same, the theory that it could take a little bit longer, they might be right with this. But you know, because it is impossible to make a prediction or even give a clear time frame. I mean, we know that something is coming, that they're quite sure that it is, so that there is not this version, oh, from the deeper magma reservoir that flow into the shallow magma chamber might slow down. We could see the land rise stopping and everything could solidify. That is not the case. So it will most likely produce an eruption. And in light of that, what is happening in Grindavik? There was another statement today. So the scientists make it clear an eruption in the vicinity of Grindavik is still imminent. They think maybe not inside Grindavik, but very close to the northern defense walls of Grindavik, and the lava could flow over the defense walls very, very fast, a very short time after the eruption begins. So that's why they don't want people to sleep in Grindavik, at least not stay overnight in Grindavik. And the police chief of Sudurns has stressed that yesterday. And now also, you know, Benedict of Feiksson, he works for the Icelandic Meteorological Office. He's a geophysicist. He also says that the probability that the eruption could occur within the defense walls of Grindavik increases. And therefore, he's worried about people being in there because we have more than 21 million cubic meters of magma in that magma chamber underneath Swartsengi right now. It is super, super full. He says he doesn't consider it super likely that something will happen inside the defense walls, but he urges residents that it can happen. So he says, as the volume increases in the magma chamber, the amount of magma that has to come to the surface increases. So the probability that this can extend further south and even penetrate the defense walls increases. So that possibility, we have to keep that in mind, especially because there is a town and there are people in the area. So he says it out loud. And then journalists did ask him, Benedict of Feiksson, are you worried about people staying in Grindavik? So he says, well, that people are in Grindavik, that's maybe not the biggest concern, but that people may be sleeping there, and especially in areas that are close to possible sources of eruption. That is a little worrying. Yeah, a little to me. I think if I was a resident, I would worry a lot that while I sleep, the eruption starts underneath me, right? So, but he says people have to assess what is an acceptable risk for them. That is not my job. Whew, interesting, right? It's not his job. He says sleeping in the northern part of the town, at least for me, I wouldn't do it the way people are doing it now. So we remember after November, they issued evacuation orders. They did not allow people to sleep in the town, to stay in the town. And then the townspeople got into a fight with the authorities. They were going to court for their human rights to use their properties and yada, yada, yada. So it seems everyone is now wording everything with like like a circle of flowers around it, right? So basically, I don't know what I hear from it. Let me know, maybe I'm wrong. But what I read between the lines is, well, people didn't want to listen to us. They wanted to go to court against restrictions. So it's your own decision. You're at your own risk. I wouldn't do it, but I'm not the one who decides this, which is interesting, right? If the Icelandic Meteorological Office, they're the ones that are monitoring these volcanoes, and they're giving out the warnings and the latest information because they have the data. They have the measuring stations, they have everything. So if I was a resident, I would definitely listen to them. So if they say it's not safe, just go. And it's interesting. I've never heard them talk like this. So it's up to the people to assess the risk. If you want to risk that a fissure might open and the lava might spew out, because you have no time. If that fissure is open, you're done. Basically, we know that. You've seen how fast they open. It's forces of nature. There's no escape, absolutely no escape if it erupts inside Grindavik. But if it erupts a little outside the defense walls and we expect a larger lava flow, that lava flow will be very, very fast. And when it starts, a big amount of lava will flow out there, which will go around the defense walls again. And then maybe, definitely, probably Grindavik up north, the main road will be blocked right away. So there's no escape there. Then they can go out to the west with Nesvíkur, and they can go out to the east. So probably the eastern part will be open longer, but Nesvíkur will be probably covered with lava also pretty quickly. And then there's no way out. And imagine this is late at night. Fissures opening, maybe lava's already breaching the defense walls because the land slopes down towards the sea. Grindavik's a fishing town, right? The lava might flow into Grindavik, more cracks might open, sinkholes, whatever. People are in panic. Where do they go? So I'm a little bit surprised that they don't even have an evacuation plan worked out. I know it's not many people. At the moment, it's like 30 people are sleeping in 20 houses. But, you know, have they worked something out to say, hey, if it's dark and if we see it glowing, let's go to the port? Is there someone that will pick us up? Did they make an agreement with someone? Or are the fishing processing plants, are they open 24 hours? Is there someone in there that has a boat that could take them out? I don't know. I haven't heard that they have a plan like this. That I find this a little bit concerning. I get that the residents are tired of being nomads and moving around, but you know, sleeping inside of Grindavik, maybe where the port is, but not along the defense walls in the northern parts where we see all these earthquakes. Because it tells us something. These earthquakes could be just tension from that magma chamber lifting the land up, but it could also be that magma is already building new tunnels where it could go. So that was my quick update, guys. We have to wait and see, as always. If you're bored in the meantime, check out all these videos in the end screen. Something very interesting about Devil's Tower in Wyoming. You should watch that. And help me get this video out a little bit so that this video is pushed a little bit. So maybe I have a chance that this video can run a little longer and is not only like daily news sort of thing. So that would be awesome, guys. And welcome to my new members that have signed up at my membership level. So I'm excited. I'll release another private video for you guys later today, so stay tuned. If you want to sign up, go to my channel page on a desktop computer and click the join button. You can see it on my channel page, or you can also see it if you watch a video. There's a join button. For whatever reason, I've talked to YouTube, I've asked them, these join buttons don't show up on most mobile devices like mobile phones or even tablets. So they told me you need to go to a desktop computer, a laptop, something like this. It's a little bit inconvenient, I think, but you know, it would be great if you could join me there. There will be exclusive videos, perks and posts, and also exclusive chats and stuff like this. So check this out. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for your ongoing support. The coffees, thank you so much. It keeps me going a lot. You'll find the link in the description of the video if you want to support the channel other than watching it, sharing it, liking it, commenting. I have this buymeacoffee.com/silky site. Link is in the description. Now I'm I'll shut up, guys. I'm out of here. The doggies want to go for a play. Bye-bye.